Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome to 2017. This is my first video of the year, and of course I gotta talk about my picks for the most anticipated movies of 2017. This is gonna be a compiled list of all the films that I looked up for IMDb that are coming out this year, and I picked the ones that I'm most excited to see, and I just couldn't pick 10. I'm not one of those people who can just do the top 10 most anticipated. I picked 23 films, which I think is about the same as I did last year, which was actually the first time I ever made a most anticipated movies video. So I'm excited to bring you guys a second year of this. Starting off with number 1, A Monster Calls. This is based on the very popular book, which I have read, of course. The subject matter is going to be pretty sad, but it also has a ton of suspense in it, and I'm very excited to see how they're going to translate this to film. Number 2 is Martin Scorsese's newest film, Silence. The trailers for this movie look insane. I'm very excited to see it for a lot of reasons. Liam Neeson is a big part of it. Martin Scorsese is a fantastic director. But I think, as well as A Monster Calls, the subject material is what I'm most excited for. I'm excited to see how well they're going to play this story out, because it is true. Number 3 is Peter Berg and Mark Wahlberg's collaboration for the third time with Patriots Day. Now, I'm very aware that this movie is extremely controversial. It's gotten some criticism already. The trailers had some very mixed reactions from people. I have an intention to see this movie because I do think Peter Berg and Mark Wahlberg work extremely well together. I think their work on Deepwater Horizon was fantastic. I like Lone Survivor, but Deepwater Horizon was a great movie. So I'm excited to see what they can bring to this newest project, which I think might be the most emotional out of the three. Mark Wahlberg is a Boston native, as you know, so I feel like he is the perfect person for this role. Coming in at number 4 is the movie Split, the newest film by our very own M. Night Shyamalan. Now, as we know, M. Night Shyamalan has not had the best track record when it comes to making movies. He made 2 great movies. The third one, Signs, I like. It's got tons of flaws in it, but I still like it. Everything up until The Visit was just complete nonsense. I thought The Visit was actually pretty solid. I liked a lot of elements of the movie. It wasn't fantastic, but I enjoyed certain elements of it. Split, I hear, has put him right back on the map. I'm very excited to see what James McAvoy can bring to this project, because he's a very underrated actor in my opinion, and I do think that it looks really creepy. The next film I'm excited to see is The Founder, Michael Keaton's latest movie in which he plays the man who founded McDonald's. I'm of course excited to see this movie because it's Michael Keaton. This man has made Oscar-winning movies back to back. At number 6 we have John Wick Chapter 2. I enjoyed the first John Wick. I think it's grown on me over the past couple of years, because the first time I saw it, I wasn't really a big fan of it. I was really mixed. I gave it more like a 6 out of a 10. The more and more I watch it, the more I realize that the action directed in that movie is way better than any action we see directed today. And I really appreciate the fact that the filmmakers took the time and the perfect actor for the role, Keanu Reeves, to really make the action look incredible. And I'm so glad that the same people are back to make another one, because we know the action is going to look awesome. At number 7 we have the first comic book movie I want to see, Logan. This is the first of 2 comic book films that I am really, really excited to see this year. Logan looks spectacular. I love that first trailer. I don't think I need to see anything else. It was powerful. It was resonant. I think that Hugh Jackman is perfect as Wolverine. Next up is Kong Skull Island. I love the first trailer for this movie. The second one I thought was good, but I love that first trailer. The film has an incredible cast. You have John Goodman, and I mean, John Goodman is great to see in any movie, but particularly his performance in 10 Cloverfield Lane makes me excited for any future projects he's going to be in. So obviously John Goodman, you got Samuel L. Jackson. Say what you want about him, say that he's in every movie, but I love Sam Jackson. He is just awesome. He embodies awesome. It's got Tom Hiddleston, who I really admire as an actor, but it also has Brie Larson, someone who I think is a very talented and versatile actress. Speaking of Brie Larson, the next film up is Free Fire. I saw this trailer actually last year, and once again, this was a movie that was released in a couple of film festivals last year, but this will also be a 2017 film for me. I think the trailer looked really fun. It looks like a really simple action comedy And in my mind, that's just what we need. Okay, here we go. Next film up is going to be The Fate of the Furious, or Fast and Furious 8, or Fast 8, or Furious 8. However way you want to title this movie, however way, don't really care. I enjoy these movies. They're dumb, they're silly, but they know exactly what they are. They are really fun movies. I'm excited for Fast 8, particularly for two reasons. One, we now have Jason Statham fighting for the protagonist, and that's something that I didn't think was going to happen. And second, Dom is evil. There's some good to that, there's some bad to that, but in my mind, that was risky. I feel like that's a really risky, ballsy move, and I appreciate the filmmakers for really trying something a little bit different. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Oh my god, am I excited for this movie. Honestly, if I could see just one comic book movie in this year, it has to be Guardians Volume 2. I absolutely love the first movie. It is so much fun, great replay value. I'm very excited because James Gunn, once again, is going to be writing and directing this movie. And I hear the track for Volume 2 is going to be crazy, so that's going to be awesome. I love the fact that the original cast is going to be coming back. Baby Groot looks awesome. Our heroes are just fantastic characters. I'm excited to see how they can expand, how they can grow in this movie. And we're also going to find out who Peter Quill's real father is. The next film on this list is Alien Covenant. This movie looked absolutely terrifying from the trailer. It has this really creepy vibe. I think a lot of people are going to be glad that Ridley Scott is going back to more alien-esque horror instead of Prometheus science fiction discovery. Now, I'm a little bit skeptical, but the next one up is Wonder Woman. DC has not had the best track record over the past 3 years because every single film has the exact same issue: incoherence. I'm hoping, I really am hoping, that Wonder Woman is going to be the movie that's going to put DC back on track. Now, we obviously all said that about Suicide Squad, and all it did was, in a lot of ways, make it worse. I'm excited to see Wonder Woman because it's directed not by Zack Snyder, thank goodness. Next one up is a real heartbreaker, and that is Cars 3. Now, I need to make a stance. Say whatever you want, but I love the first Cars movie. I grew up on that film. I really do respect it. I think it has a fantastic story, really good characters. I really don't care. I do not care what you have to say. I really love the first Cars movie. You can say what you want about Cars 2, but when I saw the trailer and I saw McQueen spinning out of control, that was really upsetting because I remember seeing the first Cars movie, and I can't believe it's now 11 years old. That is insane. Next movie up is SpiderMan Homecoming. I was never that anticipated for another Spider-Man movie because the previous two were awful movies. They were god awful. However, though, everything changed when I watched the trailer. It now looks like a really fun movie that's bringing Peter Parker back to his roots. Now we're getting into the movies I really want to see, starting with War for the Planet of the Apes. Wow, this movie looks incredible. I loved that first trailer. I absolutely loved it. I really feel like that's all I need to see. That's it. The next film up is Dunkirk, directed by Christopher Nolan. Need I say anything else? The following film is Baby Driver, and that's directed by Edgar Wright. Do I need to say anything else as well? Those are my number 2 and number 3 spot. I would say I have Dunkirk a little bit higher than Baby Driver, simply because I haven't seen a trailer for it. But I am so pumped for both of those movies because their directors are incredible. The next film up is Blade Runner 2049, or Blade Runner 2. This movie is, of course, a sequel to Blade Runner, which now has Ryan Gosling, who is slowly becoming one of my favorite actors, and also has Harrison Ford back as Rick Deckard, so I'm excited to see what he can bring. But I know nothing about this movie, and I saw the teaser trailer a couple weeks ago, and I thought to myself, what is going on here? I had no clue. The colors look incredible, but I have no idea what's going on in this trailer, so I'm excited to see what's going to happen. I'm also very excited because Denis Villeneuve is a director, and he has an incredible track record behind him in Incendies, Prisoners, Enemy, Sicario, and now last year's Arrival. I can't see this year anymore. I was about to say that. The next movie up is Kingsman, The Golden Circle. This is, of course, the first sequel to Kingsman, The Secret Service, which is a movie that I really do like. It's a really, really fun movie that has some great replay value to it. I'm excited for this movie because Matthew Vaughn is coming back to direct. He, of course, directed the first movie. It's also got Taron Egerton back, and there's a possibility that Colin Firth might be returning, even though he got shot in the face. I don't know how he can return from that, but obviously it's going to be some secret spy stuff. Now, the next film I'm talking about was originally entitled God's Particle, but it's now going to be an untitled Cloverfield movie, and it's going to be technically Cloverfield 3, but I don't know how exactly they're going to name it. Is it going to be Space Cloverfield? Is it going to be Cloverfield in Space? Whatever it is, I'm very, very excited for it because you know I absolutely love 10 Cloverfield Lane. That, to me, is one of the best movies of last year. I thought it was phenomenal. I think that the cast of this movie is really, really impressive. The concept of it sounds really, really cool as long as it's placed in the right hands. I feel that this movie can make a really solid addition to the Cloverfield franchise. And of course, my most anticipated movie of this year is none other than Star Wars Episode 8. I'm glad you guessed it because, as you guys know, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I love almost all of the movies. And I like the fact that Rian Johnson is going to be our writer and director because everything I've heard about it is that it's going to be darker. I hope it doesn't do the exact same thing Empire did. I don't want it to just be dark the whole thing because I'll just say it's copying Empire Strikes Back. But I am glad because Rian Johnson has shown himself to be a pretty good director when it comes to handling action. So there you guys have it. As of this very moment, those are my most anticipated movies of 2017. I am very excited to see all of these films. I hope they're all going to be really good. I hope this year is going to really step it up for movies. They're going to be a lot better than last year's. So guys, what do you think about my list of most anticipated movies of this year? If you guys liked them, disliked them, if you think I should have added a film, please comment that down in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let's hope 2017 is going to be a great year.